Oh. Ooh. Hey there, Bot Lane Gap. How are you doing tonight? I used my brain all day, and now it's very tired. I want to turn down the music just a little bit. I can't even hear myself speak over the music. Hope you're doing well this fine Tuesday night. I had to think about that for a second. I've ten and a half. What kind of body assessment did you get done? As in, how did they? How did you get the body fat percentage tested? Was it calipers? Was it machine? Was it? Did you go all out and put you in water? What's Oh, that's yeah. Unfortunately, that thing is not as accurate as most people would like. If you don't have, if you're not spending the big bucks to lay in the machine where they scan you, but go through it like a DEXA scan or something, calipers are the best way to go. Oh, I remember being in high school and they did a fitness assessment where they passed around this thing that looked like a bop it, and you held the handles and read off your body fat percentage. And everybody in the class went through this, and I remember a lot of very sad, crying young women who needed to be consoled after, and particularly, like realistically, they had no idea what any of the numbers meant, but they're looking from one person to the next, and they're looking at the guys trying to compare that to the girls. Then they're comparing it to the other women, like comparing it with their fellow peers, and oh, I'm higher than she is, and this and that. And meanwhile, it's but I got one image stuck in my mind with there's this one blonde girl, can't remember her name, but she was in the gym on the floor crying with a group of like five girls around her, giving her a hug while she's just inconsolable over this machine that pulses like right through your hands. And yeah, that same year, I was actually in the best shape I had been up until the point I started lifting weights. I had just got off the summer working in construction, and so I was lean. I could do almost an unlimited amount of chin-ups because I weighed almost nothing, but I was lean, I was strong. I really pushed myself. And I remember we did the assessment for push-ups. And I won the push-up competition for our entire grade. And it wasn't necessarily because I was the most muscular. It is because like I don't weigh anything, and I was like very compact for my weight. So I just like I was just pounding them out. I also wasn't doing them 100% the way they're supposed to get done. But I remember we did it in groups where everybody we had a timer. You time for like it was for time, and it was 4 people groups, and you see how much they can do in a set amount of time, maybe a minute or something. Well, there was this one woman, Mandy Cook, who, bless her heart, was her impression of a push-up was shagging the floor, right? Like thrusting into the floor, like the most comical over-exaggeration of anything you can imagine. And all 3 of our group had to sit there watch and counter for a minute, and all 3 of us were too embarrassed to say anything, right? So we counted them. We're like, okay, so we counted them, and then we walked away. We were just like, oh my god, like trying not to laugh, but still feeling bad, and it was mortifying. But then afterwards, when we were reporting the scores, she was like, I did so good, and she did a lot, right? But her arms stayed here the whole time, and she was doing this, and it was that was a memory right there. Oh. Sup? How's it going tonight? I'm in my workout room. It's the second time I've streamed in here. Last time it got bloody hot, and this time I have 2 fans going, and I'm doing a lot better. I did almost a 4-hour stream on Sunday, on Father's Day, and I actually had to stop because my tricep was cramping up. You can see it on stream where it was just like all locked up. It was like, ah, and it actually got me on stretching. I was doing like these reaches, and I couldn't straighten my arm without it cramping. I'd start off with overhead press, bench, incline flies, a bunch of other chest stuff, isolation, drift monkey. I don't think so. I actually haven't weighed myself in about a week and a half, something like that. I've just been. Last time I weighed myself, I was catching back up though because my appetite went through the roof. 4,000 calories a day just to be satisfied. And then I knew I was gaining weight, but then as soon as I put on a little bit, I weighed myself. I was still 4 pounds less. I dropped 8 pounds, and then I put back on 4 pounds before my appetite stopped. Before my appetite started to plateau, and I got myself back to something that's more normal. So right now my appetite's regulated. I might even be 2 pounds less than I was, but I'm not I'm not worried about it right now. Let's see if I can remember what my bio. Like I have an idea. I uh, I had to rewrite my bio because I was feeling a little bit down when I started streaming Twitch for the first time, and it didn't. And then as soon as I started, my whole mentality changed. And oh yeah, yeah, I'm going to revise my bio tonight. Okay, yeah, my bio doesn't necessarily reflect where I am right now. That that's from maybe end of January, and I did lose a lot of weight. I draw like I was like 220 plus, like all the time, and I dropped down to 190 just like that. And I've spent the last so I spent January, February, March, April, May, June, 6 months getting comfortable at this body weight. So I'm perfectly happy where I am, but I'm gonna have to change my bio, I think, again. Thanks for bringing it up. Well, right now we're in full lockdown. Gyms aren't open. I will do workouts outside though. Soggy waffle. Funny you should bring up Dr. Phil. Last night I watched his I watched a clip of him when he was on Scary Movie. It somehow came up in conversation talking about Dr. Phil, and then I went and watched it. And it was like, yeah, him and Shaquille, or yeah, him and Shaq. Was it him and Shaq? Whew. But for now, I'm doing all my workouts at home, and I've actually only been streaming about one out of every three workouts since I've been in a new place. When I was at the old place, um, it varied. Sometimes I'd stream every workout. Sometimes I like when the gyms were open, I would stream Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday I'd go crush it at the gym and lift a lot of heavy weights. Right now, it's my time is very limited. So when I have time to sit in front of a computer for 2 hours, I will stream. Otherwise, I'll just pump out a quick hour workout and then move on with my day. Yes, I am wearing pants. I'm hitting my. Oh. Now what I'm imagining is I'm imagining Dr. Phil dancing, jamming in front. That would be something I'd want to see. So how are you doing tonight, Soggy Waffle? As well as Sup. Oh. I'm a little bit tired actually. Every time I start moving my body between sets, I get a little bit of fatigue that kicks in. Oni-chan, how's it going? Oh, I'm tired, but I'm feeling good. I'm here, happy to be here. What emote is that? Or she's winking too. Occasionally I like to copy emotes if they're easy enough to do. Yeah, that's good. That'll go a long way to living a healthy lifestyle. Hopefully you've been making it easy on yourself to do so. As in not struggling unnecessarily. And there's a lot you can do to keep yourself interested in your meals, even while eating clean. There's a lot of ways you can mix it up. You can get yourself excited learning some new recipes. Switch out different vegetables, try different combinations. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I've been in points where the exercising was easy, the working out was easy, the eating was hard, or where I was having an easy time doing the diet, struggling to find the motivation to work out. Yes, I do. You can add a lot of calories unnecessarily with oil. When I am looking to minimize my calories, I will typically go with cooking spray. Every second that you spray cooking spray is 10 calories. Whereas when I'm trying to bulk up or if I want a lot of energy available, I will use coconut oil. Coconut oil is very rich, high in calorie. It's healthy for you, but it's also very high in calorie. And like one thing, like when you're frying with a lot of oils, like you're using canola oil, like the act of frying this like is destructive on the oil, like the compounds in the oil, and will create trans fats. But it's also how much oil you're using. So when I minimize my calories, I will like when I'm making my French toast, the whole point of my French toast is to be very large in volume, low in calories. So I get a piece of bread that's maybe like this big. By the time it's done, is like this much in French toast, which is all just egg whites, and it's thick and it's delicious. I put on just the bare amount of cooking spray that I need to in order to cook it without too much hassle. Yeah, coconut oil is very healthy. It's all, and that's what I used for years. And if you're like cooking a lot of whole foods, coconut oil isn't going to break your bank either direction. But just remember, most healthy foods, well, are pretty much all healthy foods are only healthy in relatively small portion sizes, at least for the most part. That's why when you look on labels, they'll say like 1 serving of this. Well, how many like that's a serving. Well, a lot of people they might have like 6 servings of that at once and not even be full. I remember though, there were 3 women that we used to drive everywhere and do partner dancing together. And I was a driver. I would go pick all 3 up. They all lived in the same area, which is where I lived. I picked them all up and we go partner dancing. So I drive them to whatever dance event was going on. I was on Facebook. I didn't need to be. They kept track of all the events. They just let me know when they were. I'd go pick them up, and I'd always have someone to dance with. Well, at one point in time, these 3 women wanted to come over to my place to cook me a meal to show their appreciation. And I remember they actually flipped out and were disgusted when they saw that I was cooking with coconut oil, because to them, coconut oil was a hair product, right? So like 2 of them were from Bangladesh, 1 of them was from Russia, and yeah, they never, like, for them it didn't even register that coconut oil could be a cooking product. For them it was just it was a hair product. And like, you're eating the thing that you clean your hair with? It's like, it's coconut. See, 50 calories of spinach is actually a fair amount of spinach. Like that's not a small amount, because like to get 100 calories, you're looking at something like this, right? So you're eating about like this much spinach a day, and spinach is good for being a little bit of filler food that you mix in with other vegetables. It's healthy for you, and you'll get some more volume into your stomach. But you're never going to be fully satiated on spinach alone. It's not filling enough to actually to like live off of it. Like you're not going to live off spinach. But it's good you're eating healthy. Even just having that thought in your head, like there's studies that show that like people who read labels compared to people who don't read labels with no other change in lifestyle tend to carry about 5 pounds less fat on their body than their counterpart. And it's just because there's that idea in there that like you're more aware of what you're eating, and you might substitute that higher calorie option for that lower calorie. Look, like you might reduce the amount of fats you're eating, have less trans fats, just be a little bit healthier. But for the most part, eat a lot of whole foods, a lot of like get a fair bit of vegetables, and you'll be good. And then it's just a matter of it's not you're not on a 3 week diet, you're not on a 5 week diet, you're not on a 3 month diet. You want to be like on a year diet, like 2 years. You want to be on a diet that can progress as you progress, but still meets your intent and what you want out of a diet, something that you can essentially live off of. All right, this will be the last set of this, and then I'm gonna start throwing some more forearms. Maybe I'll superset this with chair dips. I don't want to train my triceps too hard today, because I did a 4-hour workout on Sunday and I was getting cramps in my tricep in the end. And I worked out a bit yesterday, but I completely avoided using my arms. So I was doing all like, well, I completely didn't use my triceps. All right, let's do some straight ups. See, bagels are more unhealthy than just bread, but that's not something that's going to break your diet. And it sounds like you're really on the right track. I look forward to hearing about your progress. Get this set up in the... But even then, like you tell me you're having a bagel with peanut butter, but you're also adding the calories, which is nice. That's good. That's going to take you far. Just understanding how many calories you're eating. So when you adjust something, you're able to have a better understanding of what actually you're changing. Because like 260 calories on a bagel, to me, what I hear is I hear a bagel with a small amount of peanut butter. Whereas myself, I make myself a peanut butter sandwich that would be more than 260 calories, but I'd be having most of those calories in peanut butter. So I'd be having like 110 calories in bread, 2 slices of bread, and then I'd have like 150, 200 calories in peanut butter. I take my, or even more sometimes. I came up with this sandwich that everybody that's ever seen me have it has been grossed out. But I found it was my staple 10 a.m. bulking meal. And what I would do is I take natural peanut butter, put as much as I could on one piece of bread until that piece of bread can't hold anymore. Then I take a slice of cheese, slap the slice of cheese down on that piece of bread, and then do the same thing on another slice of bread where I take that bread, lather it up with peanut butter, and then I'd slap it on top of that the other piece of bread with the cheese on it, and the cheese would bind the two pieces of the two peanut butters together, so you get like peanut butter that's like this thick in a sandwich. And in the end, you can't taste the cheese or anything. It just tastes like peanut butter because that's all you're eating. But that was an easy way to get in my calories when I was, say, like on a job site. If I was on a job site for 12 hours a day, I'd make myself a couple of those sandwiches. I put just I like my marble cheese. Marble cheese is the best in the world. So I typically have some marble cheese around the apartment. So that's what I throw in. But occasionally I switch it up. But nothing too crazy, because if you're gonna add peanut butter to it, that you don't want to necessarily taste the cheese in the peanut butter. Oh, yeah, I've done the only thing I actually found gross to eat was eating eggs raw. That was the worst. and or egg whites. Egg whites somehow are even worse than whole eggs. I don't get it. But what I would do is I would take like I take a cup of egg whites and I mix it with milk and turn it into cream, and I just drink it straight every morning. Oh, yeah, it's quite unnecessary, but it's one of those things where you see people doing it, so it's just like, oh, so this is what people do who want to build a lot of muscle. They eat raw eggs, and it's the worst. Yeah, and that's actually a trick to if you want to eat a lot of eggs, you make them so they go down easier, but you get them cooked, but not so cooked that that they get a little bit more firm. Once they get firm, it's harder to eat. It takes more work to get them down, and when you start to get a little bit full, it gets harder and harder to eat. Whereas if you keep them a little bit runny, then you can eat a lot of them really quick. But meanwhile, this isn't necessarily advice that you're going to use per se, because you're not bulking. But hey, the more you know. Yeah, I will. I'll typically these days I only have eggs on the weekend, and often say I have a 3 hour workout, then the next day I might have like 12 eggs for breakfast. But not all the time. I'm talking like if I work out really hard throughout the week and I'm doing like 2 3 hour workouts every day, um, or even 3 hour workouts every other day, then I need my calories. I understand that, and I'll have a lot of eggs. Well, realistically, you don't need eggs in your diet. Just understand that eggs are a high calorie food. It's egg whites, which are low calorie, high in protein, and very filling. So if you want to focus on staying lean, swap out your whole eggs for your egg whites, and that will help a lot. But it really comes down to calories. Um, and even then, like eggs are okay source of protein. Like they're not necessarily the best. Um, and if you're working out, you just need enough protein to be there for your muscle development, which is going to be less than you think it is. And then the carbs and the fat composition doesn't really matter. Where it just comes down to calories you're consuming day by day, week by week, month by month, and just making sure you have enough protein. If you're lacking protein, it's not going to be the end of the world either. It's just going to inhibit muscle growth and maybe a little bit of even muscle like recovery. So if you might not recover as fast. That how often I eat red meats really depends. Um, Often what I'll do is I'll cook for a week, And so sometimes I might be having red meat every day, like 3 times a day or more for an entire week. Whereas other times I might get several different types of meat, and then I'll mix and match throughout the week. Sometimes I'll just get straight chicken breast, and that's all. Like I can go weeks just having nothing but chicken breast and broccoli if I really want to. Like I've done it before, and you don't need to if you understand how to minimize your calories while staying full, as well as like you can also make it easier on yourself by say having your chicken breast and your vegetables and your rice, turning it into a soup, and the soup will keep your belly a little bit more full while you're getting your nutrients and being in a calorie deficit. Hey there, Medini, how's it going? Right now, I am only working out at home because this is my only option, except for when I go outside. I will go outside and work out, but we are in full lockdown right now. I don't have access to a gym if I want to. I have been actively limiting how much I had allowed myself to go to the gym, even when we were not in lockdown anymore. What I used to do is I would work out at home from Monday to Thursday, and I'd stream Monday to Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'd crush the weights at the gym, and I would train harder than what is optimal, because normally I would want to train so that I could really crush the weights, lift the heavy weights at the gym 2-3 times a week, or like at least twice a week per muscle group. But not being able to do that, I would train hard enough so it would take a full week to recover my legs. And every Monday became arm day just because I was so tired from my weekend workouts. I do cardio. I melted my stationary bike though. I got this guy right here. This is my preferred cardio. My MO when I do cardio, I'll put on a movie and I want to burn 1,000 calories as fast as I can. So I will put the resistance up and I will just pedal as hard as I can for an hour, hour and a half, trying to burn 1,000 calories. But I've moved, and what I did is I put the wrong plug into the stationary bike, and it melted the electronics in this thing. So right now it's stuck on a weight, and it's not stuck on a heavy enough weight to really go all out. It's like one step down there, but it's also too heavy to just like pedal relax and get some blood pumping to my legs. Because I also use this thing for recovery. When I'm recovering, I turn the resistance very low and I just pump blood to my legs without actually really pushing myself too hard. Whereas for cardio, to burn calories, I will look like I'm going all out, and I'll go. So after an hour and a half, I have rubbery legs. I can't walk. Yeah. Try to burn like 700 calories in an hour if I can on the bike. And what happens is the more you stick with one type of cardio, the better you get at that type of cardio, and then the more calories that you can burn in a shorter period of time. The more resistance you're able to do in that cardio, the faster you're able to run, the faster you're able to bike, the faster you're able to do whatever, and you end up burning more calories because your body becomes more efficient. And just because it becomes easier does not mean that you're burning any less calories. It actually means that you're going to be able to burn more calories, because calories does not matter. Like an effort and calories doesn't matter. Like the level of effort doesn't determine how many calories you're burning. It's the wattage. It's how much you're moving your body that's actually determining how many calories that you're burning, because it's a measure of your wattage output. And if it becomes easier to output more wattage, you're just going to be burning more calories. No, it's not under warranty anymore. To replace the thing, it's going to cost me $1,000, but I've looked into it and I should be able to purchase the part and get it replaced for about $100, but I'm going to have to wait. And in the meantime, I'll just use what I have. And the biggest downside is I can't change the resistance. So it's just stuck with what it is. Okay, and okay. So for the carnivore diet, my best friend intermittently goes on the carnivore diet, where he might go for like 6 months on the carnivore diet, and that's because he has an autoimmune disease, and he's got Crohn's, and it gives him non-destructive arthritis, and so he can't function. And the carnivore diet helps with his symptoms. It doesn't necessarily make him healthier. It doesn't necessarily make him healthy. He's not healthy. But what you'll see is he will actually shrivel up and become a twig. He's like 6'5", and like his arms will become the same thickness as his wrists on the carnivore diet. But they'll still have belly fat. And what's happening is one, when you're on the carnivore diet, it's hard to eat a lot of calories if you're not having a lot of fatty meats. And he's not, because they're not really agreeing with him. So he's forced himself to essentially stick to red meats. And two, when you don't have any carbohydrates in your system, you don't carry that much water weight. So a lot of that shriveled up, like starving look, or like really lean look, it's not because he doesn't have fat. It's more just he doesn't have any water in his body. Carbohydrates bind with the water to become glycogen, and he ain't got none of that. Yeah, as well as with the carnivore diet, it also messes up with your digestive system a little bit, where every fart becomes an emergency, basically. As for my bike, it's a Health Rider, and would I recommend it? It depends. I got this bike because it fits my dimensions very well. It's very comfortable on me and my joints. You want to find something that's easy on your body dimensions, like your lever, what the distance is between your knee, your foot, your knee, and your hip. Make sure that it's just comfortable and that you're not overstressing your joint just because it's not the right machine for you. And if you get one that's more adjustable, that you can sort of change to your liking, even better. Yeah, but the carnivore diet, it's not healthy. And like, if you're going to choose between the better of two evils, where, okay, either you're going to be a little bit unhealthy or you're going to be pooping up blood constantly, right? Which one are you going to choose? But ultimately, any diet that completely cuts out fat or that completely cuts out carbs, it will work if you're trying to lose weight. It will work because all that matters is calories, but you're not going to be healthy. And for the most people don't even understand like at the same time, it's healthier to be thin than, say, like morbidly obese. So you might actually be healthier than you would have been if, say, you were like 400 pounds, as opposed to being, say, like a regular weight on a diet where you cut out carbs or you cut out fats. But even then, like if you're not getting regular blood work done, which nobody does, like you don't really know what you're doing to your body. Um, See, how much carbs you don't need a lot, or there's a wide range of what's healthy for carbs. Um, Even if you're aiming for something like a third between carbs, fat, and protein, it's like, but you don't really have to worry about it too much. If you're cutting out too much carbs, your body's going to develop like you're going to have cravings, and a lot of stuff's going to go on with your body that it's going to let you know. But it just comes down to calories matters the most. Then you get a little bit of carbs, a little bit of fat, and then just enough protein to. maintain however much muscle you want to have on your body. Well, like even the carnivore diet, it's nothing. It's nothing new. It's a diet where you cut out carbs, and like I have read a lot of studies. Nothing recent. Like last time I really read everything I get my hands on was over a year ago, like maybe a year and a half ago, where it was like the last time I. Because usually it revolves around me having like having these conversations with my friend, and so it becomes a topic that's relevant all the time due to what he's going through. But like the carnivore diet itself, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be more unhealthy than it is because you're like there's certain compounds you're going completely without, but the thought process behind why it's not how they expected is because you don't get those compounds, but you get what those compounds turn into your system. Like I said, I'm about a year and a half out of really having looked at it in great detail. And maybe a year and a half ago, I'd remember all the names of everything, but actually, probably wasn't even a year and a half. It was yeah, it was probably right before the pandemic started. Oh, yeah, it's funny, right? Like like one, there's a couple aspects on that where one throughout like humans have struggled throughout their entire existence where like living was hard and people did whatever they could and like were stricken with all these maladies and even then like the caveman and everything like their jaws were different than ours because their babies were like needing braces is a new thing because you get like babies starting to eat like hard food from a very young age, and that constant grinding like would get all the teeth in the right spot. But at the same time, you'd really grind it. Like you find it with like you look at the ancient skulls, they all have perfect teeth, but their teeth are really ground down. But then at the same, but then also people go like, oh yeah, you want to have a banana because it's like a natural food, or you want to have a tomato because it's like it's. But really, like the even the fruit and the vegetables that we're eating today, the seeds have been modified. They are not the same type of foods that our ancestors would have eaten. Like they don't even they don't look the same. There's they're like just they're cousins of each other. Yeah, but at the same time, eating a lot of rich meats also develops a lot of can develop a lot of other issues, like eating a lot of meats is destructive on you, eating a lot of vegetables is destructive on you. Just like living, we're just constantly getting torn down by physics, like not even biology, like like forget biology. It's not biology, which is why we're not living forever. It's physics that are causing the underlying impossible situation to resolve. Thanks for the follow there. 725 is dogs. When life is hard, don't say why me, say try me. I like that. Um, it's it's and like that type of tempering can bring up a lot of personal growth, bring up a lot of character. In my experience, though, it's the chronic, like maybe like it's the chronic pains that are that really wear you down, though. Like I've seen with my best friend with his Crohn's and his arthritis. Like he's still like one of the nicest guys in the world, super smart, but for him, life is pain and suffering. He's like to survive. He's got to find a way to attribute meaning to it. All right, I got motivation here. Obstacles are what you see when you take your eyes off the goals. Well, it actually developed in several other ways first. So 2014 is when I started dancing. And I started doing partner dancing. I started with swing dancing. I took my first lesson, and then I called up my best friend on the phone that night. I'm like, "Hey Matt, I just started this new thing. It's amazing. You got to come down and try it with me." And so he did, and the two of us, like we were learning how to partner dance at the same time, growing together, challenging each other, just exploring this whole new world, and life was great. I was working out. He was doing more sports. He was playing a lot of tennis, very active. The guy is the smartest guy I know. He doesn't think like a lot of other people think. He thinks like a machine sometimes, but and even his understanding of the world is a lot different than most people's. But so maybe we were dancing for like 3 years. I won a free trip to Vegas, and I took him and the two of us. We went up there. We didn't gamble. We didn't drink. Didn't do anything. We went and hung out with the locals. Went to their blues dancing scene. We went to on these tours. We just went out and had a lot of fun. But then what happened is suddenly he starts he tore his Achilles tendon, and he's getting his tendons were failing him, and so that was the first thing that happened is his tendons kept failing him, and so he would like be gone for 6 months at a time, and he's just like, okay, I'm just injured. Well, then he came back and like nothing was like one problem after another to the point where he doesn't know what's wrong with him. He can't get a diagnosis, and then the arthritis kicked in, and then like he was living alone, and I went and visited him, and he's an electrical engineer. I'm a civil engineer, but he couldn't even sit at a computer and type anymore. So for him, like he was at home, and to keep himself sane, he was like anything he could do to better himself, to make himself more like employable, make himself just learn a new skill. And for him, he would not waste he was taking that time, and he was not wasting a single second of it. We're to the point where like before we would look up these dance videos, we'd send each other video game video like Smash Brother videos, and then so he just went straight to okay, I'm gonna like he just read like these really long books. And for him, any second he wasn't spending bettering himself was like he almost didn't see the point of it. But but at the same time, we got to the point where he couldn't move. He couldn't even keep up with that anymore, just because you can't even see the computer type. You can't like it was. It's rough. And 2018, when I heard it in my disc, I started going to yoga, and I convinced him to come and try it with me. And he's very skeptical of yoga, and like he's skeptical of like say fitness as a means to essentially like recover. For him, he wants like his science study for this medicine and this and but I managed to convince him to go, and it like for me, I believe part of his issue, like part of the reason, like part of his symptoms, it would be just from not moving his body, like from completely not moving your body. There's a lot of symptoms that go on, like a lot of maladies will affect you because of that. But there's still the arthritis. He got arthritis, and it's getting worse because he's not moving, and everything's just compounding on itself. But he tried it with me for a bit and decided it wasn't for him, and that was that. But yeah, and it was like he's a year younger than I am. Sissy life. Hi, good morning. It's the evening for me still. But yeah, I got videos like some of the most memorable moments I will ever have in this life is with me and my best friend learning how to dance together, meeting tons of new people, going to all these parties. I remember like him and I, we would like all the women there, we just grab one at a time and we just like and we would go to these house parties and I'm grabbing them to dance, taking them on the dance floor, and just having a lot of fun. And then going to these house parties, and it would be like 9 o'clock at night. They'd put on a playlist, and him and I would be dancing in the basement with a bunch of other women. And at like 6 o'clock in the morning, the music stops, and we go back up. Hey guys, the music stopped. It's like, what do you mean? We put on like a however many hour playlist. It's like, yeah, we danced the whole time, right? And now it's over. We want to keep dancing. I back back when I was on Facebook, there's a whole bunch of pictures. Like we were fooling around. Like there's one picture where he dipped me, and New Year's, we had like New Year's, the first New Year's that we started dancing. We showed up to the New Year's party in matching but opposite costumes, but not costumes. I was wearing black dress pants, white shirt, black hat. He was wearing white dress pants, black shirt, white hat, and like the wrist cuffs, and we were just mix matched, and we took a bunch of pictures. And you're in Europe. It's nice to meet people from all over the world. I'm in Canada here. I'm going to switch up my workouts, getting back to. I'm going to do quite a bit of forearms today. Well, let's get inside the camera. But yeah, it's like it's hard, right? Like watching him go through that. There's only so much I could do. And then what happened more recently is he's like looking for causes, like something to get behind, and I like, in my opinion, he's sort of gone down the deep end in some ways, and almost got lost in some ways, and it's like for the longest time I would jump right in there with him, right? Go like we would like every day, him and I, we'd be having arguments, just to have arguments. Like I'm not talking like argue, like I'm not talking like angry. I'm talking. We pick a topic, and we argue back and forth about this topic. And like I was spending hundreds of hours researching all this random stuff, and just to keep up with him, because like I said, he's like one of the smartest guys I know. And unfortunately, it was taking too much out of me, especially when he would get caught more up in some narratives as opposed to I guess which didn't align necessarily with reality, and it took quite a bit of toll on me. New York. All right, so let's bring out the back grips, as well as I'm going to get rid of this bench. I'm going to bring out this guy here. I feel like I might go a little heavy, but I'm going to finish my workout, the last half of my workout, better than my first half. So I'm going to start lifting a little bit heavier weights. I'm going to do some straight arm dumbbell lat pullovers to finish. Go heavy, make myself sweat. And I've got myself all nostalgic a little bit. All right, well, thanks for coming by. I still owe you for saving my butt that one time. I've been super paranoid ever since to check and make sure that I've ended my stream after I've rated somebody, because that almost turned out badly. Because like I am honestly just one big heat bucket. So even when I'm at home, like I'm just basically in my underwear most of the time, just because I'm just hot. Middle of winter doesn't matter. I'll put on a shirt before I go to bed, just because when I fall asleep, I won't wake up, and if it gets like below zero, and I will freeze overnight and maybe and get like a tickly throat or something, just because I won't wake up when I should. All right, so I want to get my weights all set up here right in front of me so I can just reach down and grab them. Yeah, like this room is already starting to get a little bit hot. I've essentially locked myself in a small room that just keeps getting hotter and hotter, and this thing doesn't have a safety on it, so let's get this thing on. I didn't want to add another 10 pounds to these weights. Oh, that's why. I had an uneven amount of weight on there. I didn't even notice. I was missing a 5-pound plate on one side. I'm like, this is a little bit light. Oh. I almost want to move this stationary bike a little bit. It's a little bit in the way. Every time I reach this arm out, I'm like smacking it. And the camera's starting to go a little bit blurry here. Whew. I'm gonna go finish my workout, and after I'm done, well, I'm not gonna finish it right now, but after I'm done, I'm looking forward to taking a shower. That's what's on my mind. Shower and shave. That's what I'll do. Oh. Yeah. So tomorrow, I'm gonna do a back day, and then the day after, I'm gonna do legs. I think that's the plan. So I'll break out I'll go back and work out in the living room 2 days in a row. All right. Actually, I am going to add some more weight to these plates. Whoops. There goes my mouse. Drop my mouse off the desk. There's not a lot of room on here. All right. I'll add another 5 pounds for this guy. Perfect. I like that, by the way, with you guys coming in and giving your motivational thoughts about life, fitness, and anything else in general. I read them out. I read them in my head, right? But then, for those, I figured I'd make a point to read them out loud on screen. I know the videos I'm saving doesn't have chat attached to it, and I read quite fast, so I often don't actually read the chat out loud most of the time, just because I see it and I've read it already. All right, now I'm all set up. Get a little bit more weight. How's that Fortnite dance go? I think that's how it goes. Oh, it's getting hot in here. All right. So I got two 45-pound dumbbells that I'm gonna curl with the fat grips. With the fat grips, you don't feel like 45 pounds. They feel a lot heavier. All right, let's go. Hopefully this isn't too difficult for me right now. All right. Oh, fat grips make that difficult. Ah! Oh. Try making a fat grip, or try making a fist after using the fat grips at that kind of weight. Oh. All right. So I increased the weight on this thing too. But this one's not going to be anything that's going to kill me. Just a little bit more difficult. Oh. Catch my breath and go. Thanks for the follow. Joe Mabolo 9GG. I don't know what that means. Del Mas Duro. Unfortunately, I only speak one language. I can understand a fair amount of Japanese. I can understand a lot of Japanese. I can't write it, and I can only recognize a couple of words in there. If you write it in the English font. All right. Oh. All right. Another two really quick, and then I'll keep on the chapter. This is making me sweat. Oh. That's not a lot of weight, but that's difficult. Oh my god. No idea what you're saying there, buddy. Sorry. Whew. Oh. I don't think I can dance right now. It's just too hot here. I plus my song just ended. Music makes every workout better. Ooh. I had a song that was like, it was one of those pump songs. It was like, do the fist pump, and it helped me to really push myself in that set. Once I'm done and the music ended, I'm just hot. Oh. Here's my MVP of the stream right now. This guy right here. I'm feeling the lactic acid build up in my arms. And one thing with that exercise, there's a fair bit of shoulder involved as well. But my shoulders are still fatigued from Sunday. I did shoulders and chest and a lot of triceps for almost 4 hours on Sunday. And my shoulders are still not fully recovered from my military presses. I'm going to take another full minute, and I'm going to do it again. Wait until I can feel the lactic acid come out of my arms. Oh, all right. Work myself up. Don't jump around too much, or I'm going to get too hot before I even start lifting. I got quite nostalgic tonight talking about those memories. I had some laughs. I had a little bit of nostalgia. I had a little bit of the feels. Oh, all right. Next set. Let's go. Oh. My grip is failing. Whew. That's really hard on the forearms. Normally, with a barbell, it's really easy to hold. With a fat grips, you're holding it here and you're squeezing with your fingers. Oh, straining right from your fingers all the way through your entire arm. I think I'm gonna lower the weight and get a little bit cleaner sets now. It's not my biceps thumb, it's actually my grip. Every time I bring it up, on the way down, I'm almost dropping the weight. All right. Wait, I want to add more weight to this, less weight, more weight to the oh, I don't know what to call this thing. I'm starting to get workout brain, a little bit fatigued that it's not working 100%. There we go. Now I am all set up again. All right. I'm gonna do another 2 sets of this, and and then I'm going to go to the dumbbell lat pullovers, and that will be it for tonight. But that's probably gonna last me another 20 minutes. So, a new friend. I'll have whey protein isolate post workout. I drink a veggie and berry shake supplement every morning, alongside drinking straight flax oil. So those are my go-tos. I've never taken creatine. Creatine works. I've just like creatine will help get you a couple more, like maybe an extra rep or two in a set, or when you're really squeezing, just to really lock out and push through. I've never really had trouble with doing that, but I use the flax oil to get an easy source of lean fat. I'm allergic to fish, so all fish oils are out of the equation. So it's just chug a little bit of flax oil, get it over with every morning. All right, so next set, I'm doing the fat grips, really taxing my forearms. I'm just catching my breath. Yeah, like most supplements don't necessarily give you any benefit. Like the two that do are the protein powder and the creatine. There's also, like, you can take magnesium and zinc tablets that will help a little bit with getting good sleep, but it's nothing that you can't just do normally, as long as you're sleeping regularly and getting enough. But most people aren't getting enough sleep as it is. Whereas most of the other ones, they're glorified. Like, it's a sales pitch you don't need, I'd say. All right, next set. Oh. Yeah, there's a big difference here between 35 and 40 pounds dumbbells using the fat grips. Or maybe, no, I was doing 45 pounds, that's right. I went from 45 pounds to 35 pounds, and these feel like nothing now. It's just my grip is still what's failing. All right. No, I've never, like, for me, my thing is I want to be healthy, and I want to be fit. I'm also not competing against anybody. For most sports, if you want to be competitive after a certain level, it's sort of expected that you do. For me, though, where it's going to become difficult is once I get old enough that I'm not able to maintain, like, it's going to get harder and harder to maintain a physique with packed full of muscle. And like, you have people like Joe Rogan who are in their 50s on HRT with the body of men in their 20s. But, like, performance enhancing drugs, they work, but they're not healthy. And if you're not getting regular blood work done, you don't know how unhealthy they're actually being. And even then, there's a lot of things that just happen. Like you can calcify your tendons to the like point where it's like, oh, like lifelong debilitating elbow maladies that you're dealing with for the rest of your life. And those don't pop up in the blood work. But even then, like performance enhancing drugs used to be a lot healthier in Arnold Schwarzenegger's day than it is now. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger and his ilk would go to the doctors and get a clinical dose of steroids and get their regular blood work done. If something's coming, like their liver is having trouble, the doctors say, okay, you got this problem, we're cutting you off right now. But doc, I have a show coming up. Oh, too bad. Oh, okay. Well, now you get people that are juicing up with like 10, 50, 100 times more than Arnold Schwarzenegger ever did. And if you want to be on performance enhancing drugs and not be not be stupid about it, you essentially have to become a chemist. Like you have to know the chemistry about what's going on. And I've got a somewhat superficial knowledge when it comes to the actual chemistry behind everything that you take. Where like you got to take this and this and this, otherwise you're setting yourself up for a lot of more risky side effects like gyno or whatnot. Yeah, like I've got a workout brain right now. I can't remember the science behind it right now, but I know there's one there's a popular YouTube personality who's actually developed it. Not like I think in the last year. His name's Coach Greg on YouTube. He's a professional bodybuilder who's very open with his usage, and in his past, he's abused pretty much everything he gets his hands on. He was natural until he was probably like 40, and then or until he was probably like 35, 40, and then after that, then he started taking a whole bunch of drugs, and now he's on HRT, but I believe he had to stop because or else he's gonna like lose the use of his arm. And so the hope is he stops, and then it'll start to calm down a bit, and then see if he can go back on it or not. But yeah, you get guys that have hearts that are like twice the size of what they should be. Like even then, there's a certain limit where you cannot pack on a certain amount of muscle without your heart being really taxed. Like to support that muscle, you're going to have a larger heart, and it's taking years off of people's lives. That's just the nature of it, and it's different for different people as well. You got your height, you got your frame. All right, I'm going to push myself on this one here. I've drawn up to quite a heavy weight. Let's see if my shoulders can take it. I did quite a lot of shoulders on Sunday. Yeah, one thing I've appreciated since I've started training is I haven't had any neck. I grew up with neck issues. I grew up with back issues, and I've been lifting weights for 9 years. I'm actually a lot lighter than I've ever been. Well, actually not lighter than I've ever been, but a lot lighter than I typically train at. But it's hard for me to maintain a lot of mass, like a lot of muscle, without access to a gym where I have access to a lot of heavy weights and my typical bread and butter training regimens. But like since I've been training, I got no neck issues, no back issues. Like I remember, like I got a healthy neck, and even when something will go wrong, like maybe I'll twinge my hip or I'll twinge my lower back or something might happen, but my neck always stays. All right, next set. Oh. Oh. I haven't done much dancing tonight. Probably because it's hot. I'm gonna open a window for a minute. Get some of the heat out of here really quick. Maybe let some I don't want to let some bugs in. I'll just suffer for another half an hour, 20 minutes. All right. Next set. This is going to be my last one of the fat grips. I'm feeling in my. This is all this meat right here. I feel like my camera goes a little bit in and out of focus. I can't quite tell though. All right, let's go. I'm gonna take this one close to failure. thing's starting to unthread itself.
I'm gonna thread this back real quick and keep going.
Alright, that's good enough. Ah. Ooh. Ah. Alright. So I'm gonna do one more set of the twists, and I'm gonna set myself up. Let's just,
I can probably move these right now. Make them
disappear. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Getting tired a little bit. And I got some farmer's tan going on. Oh, you're not supposed to yawn when you're working out. That's not how that works. All right. Another 45 seconds and I'll do my last forearm set. And then I think I'm going to maybe start 25 through. Maybe I'll start with a 65-pound dumbbell. Maybe go up to 90 pounds today. Nothing heavier than that. All right, let's do this. Ooh. All right. Oh, I think I lost a little of my skin on my hands on that one. Ooh. I want to see something here. All right, last one. I'll typically twist one way and I'll twist the other. That's what I'm doing. It's just I got 20 pounds on here and it's not easy. This is one that burns. I'm just playing around now. All right. Oh, okay. That's enough of that. All right. I actually don't know how I'm going to set myself up for this. All right. Maybe if I set myself up like this. Okay, I think that'll do. So now I gotta set myself up with a dumbbell. Looks like just about everybody's taken off for the night. That's okay. Everybody's got places to be. Oh. Oh. I'm carrying it the wrong way, dang it. Oh. I don't think this is a good angle, actually. Well, it's a new angle. I'll take a look at it later. Actually, I'm going to do this from both angles. See how it looks. Still figure out my new room. Oh. Oh, thanks for the follow there. AQ22 Quill. This one here will make you sweat. And it's hot in here. I have 2 fans, which is making this bearable. But I'm going to try this from this angle now. Let's try this. Maybe I'll raise it a bit. Maybe I'll move a little further away. I'm just trying out different camera angles for this exercise. Just wish I got things around my feet in this way, but. Oh. Whew. My back's a little itchy. Oh. All better. All right. So that was a 65-pound dumbbell. I think I'm going to add 25 pounds to that, bring it up to 90. If I didn't miss it, 70, yeah. 55. Yeah, so 65-pound dumbbell. I'll bring it up to 90, do a couple sets at 90, and that should be enough. Now, let's put this together. Good enough. I think I got red marks. You can see them where I've stuck myself with the threaded rods here. At the gym, you just grab whatever dumbbells you want. You don't have to worry about sticking yourself with those ends. Oh. All right, so which way do I want to? Yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. This is this is at least more comfortable because I'm not stepping on the weights as I go. But I'm gonna have to reset up the camera. Oh. That seems good. Yeah, I got everything on this on yoga mats and I actually have a barbecue grill mat that I'm keeping my weights on. It's what I had that I didn't have to order for the pandemic. All right, which way do I want to go here? All right, I got it upside down. Give me a sec. There we go. Should have planned it out before I picked it up. It's a 90-pound dumbbell. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Only difference is I'm a lot sweatier now. This is going to be my last exercise for the night. And then I think I've earned myself a shower. My plan is, you know, I actually don't know if I want to go heavier than this tonight. Last time I went up to a 115-pound dumbbell. Right now I'm at 90. It's feeling easy. The only reason why I'm considering not going up is from my shoulder workout on Sunday. I had a good workout and I can still feel not fully recovered. And this isn't necessarily a shoulder workout per se, but you need strong shoulders and it incorporates the stabilizers and all that stuff going on. Oh. You know, when I'm on my knees, there's only so much dancing I can do. I can't really do much with my hips. Chest dancing. All right. You know what? I'm gonna do 2 more sets. I'm just gonna stay at this weight. Do sets of 12 to 15, or maybe 10 to 15. I don't really want to struggle too much. I'm hot. I'm feeling pretty good. I've had a good workout. I pushed myself with 45-pound dumbbells with the fat grips. That took a lot out of me. Like that was, and then going right from that to my wrist twists, whatever you want to call those. Whew. Ooh. Anyways, welcome back, Sissy Fit. Thank you for coming out and visiting me today. Oh shit. I can't bounce it like that. Can't. What happened there? I put my knee on this thing. Oh. And then I had to bail. Ow. That was, I just said, don't bang my weights. And what do? Freaking drop the bloody things. Oh. That was unfortunate. Yeah, it caught me at the end here. I'm gonna do one more set. I'm actually that one smarted a little bit. I went off the side a little bit more than I normally did, and when I landed on that bar, it was the weight on my leg driving it into that galvanized pipe. So I'm gonna take a good minute here. I can't be banging my waist like that. I'm kicking myself a little bit. Oh well. Tomorrow I'm going to do weighted pull-ups. I won't be I might only do an hour. Set myself to an hour, hour and a half maximum for my back day. Get it. I'm actually maybe I'll stream earlier than normal. Like I'm talking like 4 hours earlier than normal. I think that's what I plan to do. So tomorrow I'll get off work. I'll eat something really quick. Have plenty of carbs. Just give myself all the energy I can get, and then I'll rep out a bunch of weighted pull-ups in my living room. Go up to like 150 pounds, and then move on with my day. I think that's what do I do here? I got my weights fall apart on me here. It's another 1 minute, and I'll do my last set. Right now, I'm just trying to use the time to cool down, breathe into my muscles, get that oxygen back in there. Mitch, happy Wednesday. I guess it is, yeah, Wednesday. I've had a very tiring week, but it was nothing to complain about. It's been I'm glad to be here. Sunday I had a 4-hour workout doing chest, shoulders, and then stretching, and I had to stop in the end because my tricep was cramping. I can't remember the last time that my tricep cramped up like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm done. But yesterday I was pretty beat up. Or I guess Monday I was pretty beat up, and I ended up just doing some light legs. And then today it's been arms and forearms. And then tomorrow is going to be back. And tomorrow, which is going to be Wednesday, is going to be back. And then Thursday, I'm going to do legs. And then Friday, I'll probably take Friday off. That's the plan. Yeah, well, what happened is I was winding down, and then I got rated by over 50 people. And then so I was all like, hey, yeah, let's go and let's keep going. And I had lots of people to talk to, so I was happy as a pig in mud. And then people were like, hey, can you do this? Sure, I'll do that. Hey, can you do that? Sure, I'll do that. So I was playing around. I was doing handstand push-ups and this and that. And meanwhile, what actually did it was just a regular headstand, and I was positioning myself and I was straining my tricep a little bit because I was doing a lot of core exercises where I'd like touch my feet to the ground and bring them back up, touch my feet to the ground, and just straining my tricep there at the end. I went back to stretching. I couldn't straighten my arm over my head without getting locked. I was like shaking it out and shaking out cramp. Yeah. I'm about to do my last set right now. Let's get her done. This is a 90-pound dumbbell. Not going up to anything that's going to be really that difficult. Last time I was at 115. Here I just want to get some volume in at the end of 2-something hour workout. All right. Fifth thorax. There is a lot of stabilization. Right? It's like when you're doing flies and you take yourself back. You need strong shoulders. You get a nice stretch. If you buckle, you're in for an injury. So whatever you do, you don't buckle. You don't grind to get the weight up. Like you don't, because as soon as you start grinding, it's right in the shoulder. Well, dumbbell lat pullovers are they'll bust your gut. They also build a lot of strength. A lot of straight arm exercises, they build a lot more strength than you think that they do. But depending on how you flare your elbows out, turns it more into lat compared to chest. So I was like feeling it up when I was doing my chest. I was feeling it right up in here. So you can see the activation. You can see the chest activating. But then if you flare wider, you get more into the lats. Well, like this one, that if you're doing it right, it'll take everything out of you. I'm gonna get the camera to set better. But the reason why I like doing it at the end is I can get the last of my energy out of me. Because it's hard to do if you're doing it right. But if you're going too light a weight, you might not even feel it, right? So if you're doing a weight that you might not even feel anything. Like it just might be all just a little bit of shoulder stabilization and whatnot. But when you get a weight that you're actively able to resist, at the same time, I wouldn't recommend this for somebody who's never started to train before. It's good to have nice, healthy, strong shoulders before you start. But even then, this is a lot like any other exercise where when somebody's first starting out, rather than a program, I would recommend that they adopt the exercises themselves and learn how to do the exercises as good as they can. Like learn how to protect themselves, learn how to protect their joints, protect their spine, get the mind-muscle connection where you actually feel that you feel the muscle doing the work, keeping good form. That's what you should be focusing on to start. Just get really good at doing the exercises, and the same for here. You get in position, you get comfortable, and then you start to feel the right muscles contract, and then from then you can start increasing the weight and the sky's the limit. It does. It beats your gut up. It's not like doing crunches where you're actively like contracting your like you're stabilizing and you're squeezing every. It's like doing a squat. It's core activation the same way you're doing a squat. What I like to do is when I go back, I like to suck my gut in. So I like to suck as opposed to pushing the gut out, right? So as opposed to pushing the gut out, suck the gut in. I'm not sure what that is here. I'll click on it though. Something uploads. Oh, you guys caught me at the end of the workout. I've actually got to start packing up for bed. But the thing is, it's not an isolation exercise. It works a lot in conjunction with each other, and depending on the variation, certain parts pick up more than others. So like there's like all throughout the like chest, shoulders, like everything up here is activated. Like everything up here does a little bit of work. It's a compound lift. Yeah. I think my camera decided to hate me too. Got one all blurry. Yeah, no, I'm happy you guys came out and joined me here on my workouts. You guys make my workouts a lot more enjoyable. I'm having fun and it keeps me coming back every day. Like when the second lockdown hit, I was struggling to enjoy my home workouts. And that's the thing. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, it makes everything harder. And I'm enjoying what I'm doing to the point where I don't even need to stream anymore to enjoy my home workouts. But when I have time, I'll stream. When I don't, I'll just pump out a quick 1 hour workout and move on with my day. But I appreciate everybody who's come. And I'm going to find somebody to share the love with right now. Send you guys their way. See if there's. All right, so I don't have anyone that I'm following, but let's find somebody in the fitness community that looks like they're putting in some good work. All right, so that's not English. I'll send you to this guy. He's working out in his garage. I'm working out in my apartment. Select. All right, there we go. Is Sun Gym a channel? I was going to raid somebody, but I'll check. Well, I got some Twitch messages. I don't see. I don't see them in the fitness and health. I don't see them online right now. So let's send you guys this way. And, hey, there's my camera. Send you off with some poses like usual. If I pose at the end, I know where to look in the videos to check my progress day to day. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming, and until next time.